Why sales coaching matters. Think about for a minute about your sales or rental team. Is everyone doing everything they possibly can right now to succeed at their maximum potential? Is everyone on the team completely dialed in, doing everything they should and nothing they shouldn't? Do they all have the right skills across the sales or the rental cycle? Have they completely taken the lead on their own development? Are they motivated and productive? Let's consider for a minute who needs sales coaching. The chances are even the best property practitioners on your team have some opportunity for improvement and greater success. And for those property practitioners who aren't currently among the best, what should they do differently to improve and become a top performer? Manage their time and their days differently? Lead sales or rental conversations differently? Pursue major sales or rental opportunities differently? Manage their territory, pipelines, and prospecting differently? Negotiate and get agreements differently? Sort through problems and address issues differently? Well, if you can think of any areas where the property practitioners on your team need to do something differently, then you as a sales coach are in a prime position to help. In fact, sales coaching makes a huge difference to organizations and property practitioners. Let's consider for a minute. Research shows that top performers meet challenging sales or rental targets, achieve premium pricing, and see higher commissions on proposed sales or rentals. So it's in your organization's best interest to provide these property practitioners with coaching and training support to actually help them become top performers. In a sales research study of 472 mid-sized and large sales organizations, it was learned that elite and top-performing sales organizations had significantly more effective sales coaches than the organizations that didn't meet these standards. A whopping 20% more. And that's more the elite performers over the top performers. And a massive 34% more than the rest. So in fact, sales managers at elite and top performing sales organizations are much more likely to maximize the time they spend coaching. In another global study, this time through a survey of 1,004 sellers and sales managers, it was found that top elites are 63% more likely to be a top performer when they hit the trifecta of being an effective sales manager with regular ongoing training and coaching and effective training. Now, take any of those away, manager effectiveness, coaching frequency, and training effectiveness, and the likelihood of top performance drops drastically. Now, in a global sales skills research, 85 skills and behaviors were studied across 6 core selling categories: relationships, needs discovery, conversations and communication, solution drafting, value case making, and advancing the sale, with 4 additional categories applicable to some sellers, which was negotiating, prospecting, account management, and virtual selling, and productivity. Not how they sell, but how they work. The differences between property practitioners who receive ad hoc or intermittent coaching versus a regular, ongoing schedule of coaching were analyzed, and it was found that a regular ongoing schedule or rhythm of coaching sessions is positively correlated with higher seller skill ratings in all categories. And when managers of top performing teams deliver regular, ongoing coaching, the property practitioner skills ratings are even higher. These high skill ratings make sense because according to top performers, their sales managers are more likely to focus on coaching sellers and property practitioners to build their selling skills, are more likely to coach on a regular schedule and address specific areas, including helping property practitioners to solve problems and challenges, coaching property practitioners to actually grow their accounts, providing deal coaching and maximizing selling wins, coaching to lead masterful sales and rental conversations, and coaching on virtual or remote selling. But there's a facet where this can all go wrong. So when many sales managers see areas where property practitioners can get better results, what do? They try to help. They point out the problem areas and simply tell the property practitioners what they should do. Well, it's something I've commonly observed the sales managers do. As shared in an article about performance feedback and coaching in the Harvard Business Review, when thousands of managers were asked to coach someone, they simply provided the other person with advice or a solution. It was regularly heard that comments like, first you do this, or why don't you do this? But ask yourself, is this helpful? Other research tells us that telling people what we think of their performance doesn't help them thrive and excel. And telling people how we think they should improve actually hinders learning. Yes, there is a time for direct advice. But by and large, experience with sales coaches bears this out. Ask this. If you were proposing the cancelling of an open mandate and taking a sole and exclusive mandate for a seller or a landlord and saw something they needed, and your primary communication in the persuasion process was simply to tell them, you're not getting the performance you should. To solve your problem and get better performance, sign here. Well, how do you think that would work? Probably not so well, right? So just like with selling and renting, the more experience you have with coaching, the more you see all the pieces that need to come together to actually become great at it. Got that? So what does it take to coach for top performance? Let's give you 3 topics: rhythm, roles, and conversations. Now, like with sales and rentals, coaching is an exercise in communication, persuasion, and change management. And to become great at these, you need to be able to lead masterful and nuanced conversations. So like with sales, good coaching is more about just leading masterful conversations. There's a process where you have a series of conversations and then take a series of actions between conversations. That all results in wins. Now, sales and rental coaching is exactly the same. There's a process. And if you follow it systematically, you can be sure to hit all the important areas to bring the process along and not miss something critical due to a lack of planning and discipline. But there's also different roles you need to play and different skills you need to bring forth at different times to suit the situation and actually drive that success. So while there's several areas to master to be great at sales or rental coaching, there aren't that many areas. You can learn them one by one to become a master at sales or rental coaching. Now, as an overview, let's take a top-performing sales manager model, which has everything you you need to become both a top performing sales manager and a top performing sales and or rental coach? Consider, firstly, point one, there's rhythm. It's the process or the cadence you follow across a variety of types of coaching meetings and conversations with each property practitioner and the team to bring all the pieces together and actually build your sales coaching program. The second is roles. Now there's 10 roles or hats that sales managers need to play, of which 5 are directly related to sales coaching. And these are motivation. You get maximum effort and proactivity from the team day in and day out. And from the focus and action plan, you help sellers target the right areas to spend their time and effort and help them steer clear of distractions and time wasters. And from execution and productivity, you help property practitioners get the maximum success and the best outcomes during the time they spend working. Advising and facilitating, you help them in the trenches to fill their pipelines, win the major sales, grow their accounts, negotiate the best agreements, define and achieve their goals, and so on. And development, you actually help property practitioners over the course of the months and the quarters to become better, more talented, more capable property practitioners than they might have been 6 months or a year or two earlier. So in short, motivate, focus, execute, advise, and develop. Got that? In short, motivate, focus, execute, advise, and develop. Now, there's also 5 management-related roles, and those include accelerating performance when onboarding the candidate or the property practitioners, or helping them through performance issues. Planning and reporting on pipelines and making forecasts. Defining and tracking metrics and managing accountabilities. Analyzing and planning territories. Managing talent from hiring the right team members to executing those who, after support their success, might just not be a good fit. And finally, there's conversations. Like with sales and rentals, the magic actually happens in the interactions. And if you lead the conversations and the communications the right way, you can actually build trust, help property practitioners take the right action, and then avoid issues and mistakes, make them look good, have them want to work with you over a long period of time, help them learn and improve, help them improve performance and actually achieve success. Now, of course, like in sales or rentals, it would be nice just to point out the problems we see, tell people what to do to fix them, and have them love us for it. But it doesn't work that way. It takes time and forethought. But sales and rental coaching is learnable and adaptable to any team. And doing it well is actually essential to creating top-performing property practitioners. So if you put your mind to it, you'll then unleash your sales and rental coaching potential and become the best sales and rental coach that you can actually be. Got that?